by me. Suppose I take a census survey and ask the income of each and every individual in the country, and I have data separated by commas, this income level, comma, this income level. Will you be able to analyze anything out of it? So data in raw form is not analyzable. We have to give it some form so that we can gain some useful information from the data. Okay, so starting with the term data, what do you understand by the term data? Information. Anything else? It is basically factual information. They may be quantitative information or qualitative information. Facts and figures may be represented like what marks you get, again it is a data. Percentile in CAT exam, it is a data. Number of people who were affected by corona phase 1, it is a data. So income level of people living in a particular region, again it is a data. So various variables we can have data by, data can be from observation. I am observing like the temperature, observing a temperature, recording that this is the temperature for this particular state. It can be from observation, it can be from measurement, it can be by inquiry. So whatever information you are getting, maybe your name is also a data. So there are various types of data which are available, and these data can be categorized into two forms. These are factual information, facts and figures. They may be quantitative or qualitative. Now, what do you understand by quantitative data? Quantitative matlab with that can be quantified in terms of numbers. And qualitative, it is just an information about something which is in the form of, not in the form of figures. Like if I say your color preference, you will tell the color. Ranking of people in a quiz contest. Again, it is a data, but there is no fixed uh, number that is attached to it. Maybe it is 8 A, B, C, D, E. So in this case, you have qualitative data, and if the numbers are there, you have quantitative data. Then there is one more classification of data, that is discrete and continuous. What is continuous data? Continuous, as the name suggests, there are range of values. Like if I say x is varying from some point A to some point B, it is a continuous data. It can take any value in between them. If I say x is in between 0 and 10, and it is suppose a weight of a child between age 3 and 6, so 0 to 10 may the weight can be 0.75 kg, it can be 3.9, it can be 5.75, anything on the real line between 0 and 10. So there are continuum of values. It is not a discrete set of values. Whereas discrete data, it means some set of values or some particular set of values are the variable. I say taking value either 0 or 1, सेट वैल्यूज ले रहा है x, इसके अलावा कोई वैल्यू नहीं ले रहा. So this is your discrete data. If I mention some particular set of values, these values may not be only number or whole numbers. I may say x can take value either 1 or 2 or 3.5 or 7.8. So this is a set from where x can take values. Again, it is a discrete. Clear? So this is one categorization, discrete and continuous, and this is the second categorization. Now there comes scale of measurement. If I consider the scale of measurement, we have four types. One is nominal, other is ordinal. This I am talking you about data, ठीक है, and then I'll discuss in detail what we'll be doing. So कितने forms का होता है and how we go about analyzing those data, that we'll see in this unit. Nominal, ordinal, ratio, sorry, interval and ratio. The ordinal scale of measurements, they come under qualitative data. And under quantitative data, we have the scale of measurement as interval or ratio. Now, each has their own characteristics. If I consider the nominal data, suppose I ask what is your name. This is a nominal data. Clear? Means whatever particular information I am asking about you. Whether you are affected by corona or not. Yes, no. Again, it is a nominal information. Ordinal, as the name suggests, it has characteristic of nominal and there is some order attached with it. Suppose ranking of students in a quiz or ranking of participants in a beauty contest, ranking of students in a particular CAT exam. So this all is ordinal data because their order matters. Clear? Rank 1, rank 2, rank 3. Here rank 1 does not mean that he or she gets 1 mark. Rank 1 means he is on the topmost position and then ranking is mattering along with nominal. So ordinal has one extra characteristic, that order is attached to it and order makes sense. But suppose I give you a question, what is your color preference, and suppose I list down 5 colors, blue, purple, green, red, yellow. Now here whether I write blue at the first place or red at the first place or some other color at the first place, it doesn't matter. At whatever position your preference is, you will take it. So their order is not mattering, so it will come under nominal. But when order makes a difference, then it is ordinal. So this is one step ahead of it. Then comes an interval scale. Now, what is interval and how does it differ from this? First of all, interval scale is a part of quantitative data where you have some numbers. Clear? And in interval, basically interval means difference. If I say, iska matlab difference is making a sense. B minus A. Difference is making us any number in between this. Say I take a variable temper than this place. So the difference is in figures, it facilitates comparison in the variable. This is a variable which you say will be in the interval scale. Okay? So wherever the difference is giving you a useful information while comparing, then it is an interval. These are the characteristics by which you will be able to judge whether this is an interval scale or a ratio scale. Now what is ratio scale? Ratio scale has one additional characteristic apart from interval. मतलब रेशियो में आपका नॉमिनल ऑर्डिनल इंटरवल रेशियो की ही कैरेक्टरिस्टिक होंगी. इट इज द लास्ट अल्टीमेट scale of measurement. What additional feature it has? Here difference is making sense. This condition will be there. Along with it, there is an absolute zero. There is absolute zero. And ratio gives you meaningful information. I'll tell you by example. Ratio gives you meaningful information. Now what it is? Absolute zero means, like, if you think of interval, I say temperature is zero. Does it mean temperature is not existing? Temperature zero का ये मतलब तो नहीं है कि temperature है ही नहीं. It is one particular level of temperature which is there. But if I say the production of sugar in this particular region is zero, then it means that there is no production. So when getting a zero value of variable indicates that that particular variable is not existing. Then it is in ratio scale. So 0 means non-existence, it is not there. So if I take, if I compute ratio, say in production of sugar in year 2022 upon production of sugar in year 2021. If I take this ratio, suppose here this ratio comes out to be 1.5. Then you can easily infer that in 2022 the production is 0.50% more than the earlier one. So here the ratio is making sense. But if suppose at one place temperature is 40 degrees Celsius and at other place the temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, will you say the that particular place is twice as warmer as the first place? Will this make sense? Twice as warmer. आप यही बोलते हो इतने डिग्री ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर है यहाँ पे, बट आप ये नहीं कहते वो 3 times warm है या 4 times warm है. It doesn't make a true sense. So by looking at the variable, you have to see one thing, whether difference is making sense. If only the difference is making sense and not the ratio, then it is an interval. And if difference is also making sense and the ratio is also making sense, then it is ratio. And also one more a characteristic that you can see, if zero value of variable indicates its non-existence, then it is in ratio. And if 0 is one particular value attached to variable like temperature, then here 0 doesn't mean that temperature is not there. Temperature is there, but its level is 0 degree. So there it is interval. So these are the various characteristics attached to 4 scales of measurement: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Now, why I talked to you so much about data? Because in statistics, what we do, we have data. Data can be of any of these forms which we have discussed. And we have to first collect the data. After collecting, our task is to put it in organized form so that we can analyze and get from it some useful information. Now, the name of your subject is statistics for business. So how it is useful in business? In business, you generally have wages of the employees, cost of raw material if you have some production factory, and if you are particularly in service sector, again you should have data about how many people are approaching you in a day. So all these data you want to analyze whether the company is growing or not, if what are the profit levels, whether they have increased from previous year or not. So in order to know in which direction you are moving, whether you are able to achieve your goals or not, and if not, then what is the underlying cause behind it, all these you get to know by studying the data, by analyzing it, and then by extracting useful information from it, then you are using it in your businesses. So here the subject is divided into 4 units. The unit 1, it basically deals with the data and its descriptive analysis. So what we do here, different types of data we have discussed. Now we have to summarize that given data. So in summarizing, there are measures of central tendency, which include mean, median, mode, geometric mean, harmonic means one summary statistic that is giving you some central figure of the data. Okay? The second is measure of dispersion. The measure of dispersion means how the data is spread about some central value, and it may be localized about the central value, it may be spread wide apart from the central value, so that spread is measured by the measures of dispersion. And there are different measures of dispersion: absolute measures, relative measures. We will be talking each one of them in detail. Then we have skewness. Skewness means lack of symmetry. If my data has symmetry, then I say it is symmetrical. If it is not symmetrical, then I say my data is skewed. And it can be skewed in any direction, maybe positive direction, negative direction. Again, there are certain measures which calculate in what form my data is, whether it is skewed or symmetry, and if it is skewed, then in what direction it is skewed. Fourth, we will consider in this unit kurtosis. Kurtosis is the degree of peakedness of the curve. आपका डेटा अगर इस तरह से रिप्रेजेंट हो रहा है, so this is a peaked curve. It may be moderate, it may be like a plateau. So how your data is it a peaked? Peaked मतलब किसी एक particular value का mode, means it is the highest frequency and the other values are just nearby it. And if they are scattered to moderate amount with some middle value, then it has this kind of curve. इसको हम mesokurtic बोलते हैं, इसको platykurtic और इसको leptokurtic. So what kind of data we have? Again, we have certain measures which measure what kind of kurtosis the particular data is having. And then we have one particular term which is movements. Through movements, we are able to find each of these mean, median, mode, then variance, standard deviation, measure of skewness and measure of kurtosis. So movements is one particular way of using movements to get these information from the given data. And then a brief about the big data analysis. So whatever things I have listed till now, all these comes under unit 1, which is data and its description. Then you have, I'm just telling you the overview of the syllabus, and then I'll be doing unit 1 in detail. Unit 2, it deals with correlation and regression analysis. Now, what is correlation? Correlation comes only when you have more than one variable. If you have more than one variable, then you want to know whether there is some dependency among those two variables or they are independent. Suppose I take age and weight of a person. Generally, there is a tendency that as age increases, weight increases. So here, there is relationship among the variables. There might be certain variables which have no relationship. Marks and height of a person, no relationship. Some dwarf people get very high marks, some tall people get very low marks. So there is no relationship between those. There may be relationship, there may not be. If the relationship is there, then is it positive? Positive relation means both tend to move in the same direction. Negative relation, both variables tend to move in opposite direction, like demand is inversely related to price. So if price decreases, then demand increases and vice versa. So demand and price they are negatively correlated variables for general necessary goods. Then in correlation, we see the independence or dependence of variable, and if they are correlated, then to what extent they are correlated. And again, please be quiet. Again, this is measured by certain coefficient of correlations that we will discuss. Regression, how regression is different from correlation. Suppose I have a data and I get to know that these variables are related. X is related to Y. Now, how X is related to Y, I want to establish a mathematical relationship between them. Like Y is equal to A plus BX, I want to know the values of A and B which best describes my data. That is in regression. I want to have a mathematical relationship so that given a value of X, I can predict the value of Y, or given a value of Y, I can get to know the value of X. That is regression. Then we have random variables and different probability distributions. Some of you might have studied binomial distribution. Ever? Have you ever studied? Suna hai. So there are certain probability distributions which we will be discussing: binomial, Poisson, Bernoulli, normal distribution. They are again discrete and continuous. Then we have hypothesis testing, which is testing any claim or assumption. Again, there are certain tests for it. So this is the entire syllabus you have. And now, since I have given you a brief of different types of data available with us, I'll start with measure of central tendency. Okay, I am on unit 1 only. If you have any doubt, you want me to be slow, or any suggestions from your side, please raise your hand and tell me. I request you don't talk in the class. Please fill your attendance sheet and pass it. So, we'll discuss measures of central tendency. The various measures of central tendency that we'll be discussing are mean, median, mode, geometric mean, and harmonic mean. Now, generally in our questions and in daily life also, we have these three types of data available. Either you have data, say n observations are there, and they are x1, x2 up till xn. These are n observations. Either the data is of this form. Say marks of 10 students in class out of 100. So one value is 95, other is 99, other is 80, 70. Separated by comma, you have 10 values. This is one type of data. The other type of data is frequency distribution. Now, what is frequency distribution? This is useful when a particular value is repeated many times. Suppose marks 50, this marks is obtained by 5 students in a class. Then instead of writing 50, 50, 55 times, I represent against 50 that the frequency is 5. Number of times a particular observation is occurring. And here we have a table, xi, marks of students, and f, its frequency. I subscript I use for the number. Say I have serial number 1, 2, 3, 4. So x1 will be 10. Number of times it is occurring 2. x2 is 15. Number of times it is occurring, say it is occurring single. 30, it is occurring thrice. 35, it is occurring twice, and so on. So if you see, whenever I have a frequency distribution, here the number of observations, how many are there? Number of observations. कितनी होंगी? 4 is the number of distinct observation. अगर मैं uniquely देखूंगी कितनी observation distinct है, तो 4. लेकिन if I want to express this as this particular data, then it means 10 observation 10 is occurring twice. Suppose 10 is marks of student, then 10 marks are obtained by 2 students. 15 marks are obtained by 1 student, 30 obtained by 3 students. So instead of writing 30, 30, 33 times, I have written it in a tabular form. अभी ये छोटा, the data is small here. तो आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा, when the data is huge, as in businesses, the numerous data can be summarized in a tabular form and it is more clearly visible. आप आसानी से कह सकते हो maximum frequency is for this particular data. So this case, it is more representable, more structured than the raw form. And here summation fi. Summation means sum of all frequencies. This is basically the number of observations. Okay. Why I am telling all this? Because in computing the measures of central tendency, we have to tackle all these types of data, and there are different formulas for different data types. Clear? The third data which we might face is, you have class intervals here. This is a continuous data, class intervals and frequency. So again, suppose I have marks of students out of 100. I represent it in this manner: 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100. So these are marks obtained in either of these categories. All the students who are getting marks in between 0 and 20 will be added here. Clear? So number of students obtaining marks between 0 and 20 will be here. Suppose it is 7, it is 10, 30, 40, and suppose its frequency is 10. Adding, you will get the total number of students who appeared. Total number of observation, which is sum of frequency. Now, talking about mean, mean is average. It is generally most commonly used average is mean. Now, we'll see how the formula changes from one data type to another. If I have the first data type where I have observations as x1, x2 up till xn, the formula is x bar is x1 plus x2 plus xn by n. That is sum of observations upon number of observations, and this can be written as summation xi, I going from 1 to n, whole divided by n. If I come to second type, where there is frequency distribution, what does it mean? That if particular observation x1 is occurring f1 times, तो मैं x1 plus x1 plus x1 f1 times लिखूंगी. I can write the same thing as x1 into f1. If I want to write 2 plus 2 plus 2 10 times, I can write it as 2 into 10. So instead of doing plus multiple number of times, I am multiplying the observation with its frequency and then adding for all distinct observations. So it is basically summation. If n is number of distinct observations, यहाँ पे n number of observations है. Here n is number of distinct observation. So you have xi fi upon fi. So basically it is summation xi upon summation I equal 1 to. Here this is this. जितनी बारी ऑब्जर्वेशन रिपीट हो रही है आपने उससे मल्टीप्लाई कर लिया, and sum of frequency is giving you the total number of observation. So this simple formula converts to this in case of frequency distribution. Clear? Mind आप summation fi xi upon fi मत करना, क्योंकि फिर तो fi cancel हो जाएगा. Summation fi xi will give you sum of all observations, and summation fi will give you the total number of observation, and generally this denominator summation fi is denoted by capital N, and capital N is the total number of observations. Is it clear? There is one deviation. We take an assumed mean. Let A be an assumed mean. अज्यूम्ड मीन का मतलब ये नहीं है पहले एवरेज निकालना. अज्यूम्ड मीन इज आप कोई भी एक फिगर को जो आपको सेंटर में लग रही है आप उसे मीन अज्यूम कर सकते हो. ठीक है, मे बी यू अज्यूम सम अदर figure as assumed mean, she assumes some other figure as assumed mean. It is any one value in between. So whatever is the assumed mean, you take deviations di, and deviation di is the deviation of actual observation from the assumed mean. And if you choose this, just the magnitude of the values will get changed. आप जब उसे subtract कर लोगे तो वो values छोटी हो जाएंगी. And here the formula becomes, for mean you have first write the assumed mean plus summation di, I going from 1 to n upon n. तो आपने a को जो add किया basically आप यहाँ पे हर observation में से subtract कर रहे हो and you will get the mean, actual mean. So assumed mean just help you to reduce the magnitude of original figures by subtracting. First you have to take assumed mean as it is plus sum of deviations ka average. The sum of deviations upon number of deviations. So average of the deviations. Clear? Then you have third type of data, which is class interval. In class interval, first of all, you have to make sure that these class intervals are continuous. If you see here, the upper limit of one class interval is same as the lower limit. So this is a continuous case. आपकी कहीं भी break नहीं आ रहा. Sometimes a data is in such a manner 0 to 19, 22, 39 and so on. So here the point is included at only one place, either in the upper limit or in the lower limit, and these is not continuous class intervals. So in this case, always make it continuous by having a difference between this. Whatever is the difference, divide by 2, add on the upper limit and subtract from the lower limit. So here like 19, 20, difference is 1. 1 by 2, 1 by 2 will be added on upper limit and it is subtracted from the lower limit. Clear? 39.5 to 59.5 and so on. So this way you have a continuous data. Then here how does this data differ from the previous one? There you have one single value x. Here you have class interval. So the middle value of the class interval is known as class mark. It is lower limit of class interval plus upper limit of class interval divided by 2. So like here, your class marks can be computed as 0 plus 20 by 2, which is 10, 20 plus 40 by 2, which is 30, the middle point of the interval, 40 plus 60 by 2, which is 50 and so on. So here instead of x, class mark represent x, means it is representative of the entire interval and your formula remains same. Now you can do summation fi mi upon summation fi. Clear? And in step deviation method you can I'll tell. If you have assumed mean method, deviation method, again you have a plus, since it is a frequency distribution, summation fi di, di is xi minus a upon c. अब यहाँ पे c क्या है? c है size of class interval. इसको करने से आपकी फिगर्स बहुत छोटी हो जाती हैं. अगर हर क्लास इंटरवल 20-20 साइज का है, बाय डिवाइडिंग बाय 20 यू गेट अ वेरी स्मॉल फिगर. से -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 वो ऐड करने में इट बिकम्स वेरी इजी. क्लियर? सो हेयर I write deviation as xi minus a upon c. Again, I am dividing by n into c. आप लास्ट में c से मल्टीप्लाई कर देते हो क्योंकि आप इंडिविजुअली डिवाइड कर. This is your mean for this particular case. ये सिंपल केसेस का था और यहाँ पे अगर फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन आ जाएगा तो अगेन a प्लस समेशन एफ आई डी आई बाय समेशन एफ आई. सो दीज basic formulas will get repeated. ठीक है. You have to see whether they are observations separated by commas. If yes, this is the first case of data and simply sum of observation upon number of observation is giving you mean. In frequency, summation fi xi upon summation fi will give you mean. And it is your choice to use the deviation method or not, but this method is also available. So alternate formulas will be given to you, but there is no restriction that you have to use this method. You can use those methods. And in class interval, it is same as the second distribution, frequency distribution. Here, instead of using all the values of interval, the class mark, the middle point of the class interval is representative of that interval, and it can be represented by m, and the formula then will be similar to the previous case. Clear? Would you like to do some question on it? Then you cannot use the C. Then you take deviations as xi minus a, as in this case, the other way around. If the class interval size is not uniform, then you should not divide by C. It is only possible if the intervals are of same size. Clear? फिर आप C नहीं लोगे बिल्कुल, ना यहाँ लोगे ना यहाँ पे लोगे, जैसे पहले वाला है वो वही फॉर्मूला रहेगा, बस xi will be replaced by class mark m. Clear? Then you have one concept of weighted mean. Weighted mean. What is weighted mean? Suppose I have observation xi and corresponding weight is wi. Weight is basically how much that particular value has significance in my data. Sometimes a particular value has more significance than the other values, then I assign a higher weight to that. And frequency is also one type of weight. If one particular observation is occurring many times, then naturally it is adding more weight to it. तो जैसे frequency distribution में summation fi xi कर रहे हैं, where fi is a frequency. More the frequency of a data means that number is more important to mean data. वो बार बार occur कर रहा है, so it has more weight. Similar to it, here we have formula summation wi xi by summation wi. If weights are attached, you multiply the observation by its corresponding weight and add for all the observations. And in denominator have the sum of weights. Now, if I ask you, when I do the simple mean x1 plus x2 plus xn divided by n, ये भी can I say that this is also a weighted mean? No. ये weighted mean का particular case है, but यहाँ पे सारे weights equal है. How? Can I write it as 1 by n x1 plus 1 by n x2 plus 1 by n xn, and if I add in denominator 1 by n plus 1 by n times, will I get 1? So it means x1 has weight 1 by n, x2 has weight 1 by n, and so on up till xn has weight 1 by n. It means all the observations are having equal importance. while taking the average. None of the observation is given more emphasis than the other or are equal for me. तो ये भी weighted mean है, but here all the weights are equal. तो जो हम arithmetic mean करते हैं, average करते हैं, it is the simplest of all averages, and here we assume that all observations are equally important. Clear? But in case I give one observation more priority than the other, then the formula will reduce to this one. Is it fine? Should I proceed with the other measure, or you would like to do some question on it? It's your choice. You want me to do some numerical based on this, or should I proceed with median? Numerical. Your monthly income is given for 10 individuals. So it is the first type of data, x1, x2 up till xn. 780, 760, 690, 750, 840, 920, 1100, 810, 1050 and 950. I would like you to compute the average by simple formula, which is summation xi by n, and by step deviation method, which is assuming any mean and then finding out the deviations and using that formula. Just verify that you are getting the same answer. ठीक है? Because summation xi by n करना is very easy, but you should have confidence with the other method as well. Assume mean को कोई भी figure ले सकते हो इसमें से, ठीक है? उससे एक figure zero हो जाएगी, बाकी negative positive हो जाएंगी, ठीक है? So here you can compute di, which is xi minus a. A for one person can be different from a of the other person. A को ऐसी फिगर लेने का फायदा है क्योंकि assumed mean है. As the main subject, as the name suggests, it should be some center. तो A को आप maximum figure मत ले लेना, because it is nowhere representing the mean. So it should be somewhere in the middle value. Answer is 865. Mean is 865. It is 780, 760, 690, 750, 840, 920, 1100, 810, 1050, 950. I'll confirm it, but according to me, simple calculator is allowed. Simple one. This one is allowed, but there are scientific calculators or programmable calculators. They are not allowed. Okay? Because scientific calculators, they facilitate you to give the entire solution by doing the formulation there. So that is not allowed. Okay? You can use simple calculators. अभी आप मोबाइल्स पे भी यूज कर सकते हो. This is the class if you want. 865. एट सिक्सटी फाइव नहीं है, ये 780 लिए, 180 लिए फर्स्ट फिगर, 780 है। Suppose I take assumed mean as 800 anywhere in between, ठीक है, तो आपकी DI क्या होगा? This is your XI. What will be your DI? XI minus A, 780 minus 800 minus 20, 760 minus 800 minus 40, 690 minus 800, 110, गलती हो तो बता देना, 750 minus 800 minus 50, 40, then 120, 300, 10, 250, 150, यही होगा ना डेविएशंस, सम ऑफ डेविएशंस का है ना, एट 810 माइनस 10 होगा ना, थर्ड वैल्यू 690, ओके, दिस इज माइनस, टोटल कितना आ रहा है, टोटल ऑफ डेविएशंस, ये माइनस 350 है, 350 सबका यही आ रहा है, अब ठीक है, किसको लेके किया था, अच्छा उससे नहीं फर्क, अच्छा ठीक है, आपने जो भी लिया था आप उससे कर सकते हो, ठीक है, अगर 800 है तो मैं यहाँ पे जब मीन निकाल रही हूँ आई विल फर्स्ट राइट 800 क्योंकि मैंने 800 लिया, ठीक है, प्लस summation DI, summation DI is 650 divided by n is number of observation which is 10, so it is 800 plus 65, 650 divided by 10 is 65, 865 आ गया, if you have taken 900 तो आपने 900 लिया तो यहाँ 900 आएगा, प्लस आपके सम ऑफ डेविएशंस क्या है, माइनस 350, माइनस 350 पक्का, अपॉन 10, अब 900 में से माइनस 35 हो जाएगा, अगेन यू विल गेट 865, क्लियर, तो वट एवर अज्यूम्ड मीन यू टेक, दूसरों के साथ मत वेरीफाई करना आंसर, पहले अज्यूम मीन लिखोगे प्लस उसी अज्यूम मीन से जो सम ऑफ डेविएशंस अपॉन एन होगा, क्लियर, सो दिस इज वन टाइप, आई एम गिविंग यू वन क्वेश्चन ऑन इंटरवल, क्योंकि अगर वो हो जाएगा तो सिंपल वाले केसेस तो हो ही जाएंगे, ठीक है, marks 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, midpoint M, number of students, that is frequency, this is 5, 10, 25, 30, 20, 10। मिड पॉइंट आप अपने आप कैलकुलेट कर लो। और इस डेटा का, द गिवन डेटा इज कॉलम 1 एंड कॉलम 3, फाइंड द मीन ऑफ दिस डेटा, वट एवर मेथड यू वांट। ठीक है, क्लास मार्क से डायरेक्ट भी कर सकते हो और डेविएशन मेथड से भी कर सकते हो। डेविएशन मेथड में आपको वो क्लियर हो जाएगा कि किस तरह से फ्रीक्वेंसीज लेते हैं। आंसर सेम आएगा, जिसमें आपको कम टाइम लगे और बेटर मेथड लगे आप वो करो। हाँ, आंसर इज 33। Either you do summation fi mi upon summation fi, or you do a plus summation fi di upon summation fi. Again, di here is xi minus a. The other form is a plus summation fi di dash upon summation fi into I. Here your di is, I की जगह c ले लो, di is xi minus a upon c. अगर आप xi minus a upon c ले रहे हो तो आपको c से मल्टीप्लाई करना होगा, अगर xi minus a ले रहे हो तो ये, whatever formula you apply you should get the same answer. Here the answer is 33. You take one question that is an important question from exam point of view. ठीक है, basically a mean is given of certain observations and then it is telling that two or one of the observation was read incorrectly. So obviously when you have read incorrect data, then mean computed will be wrong. You have to find the correct mean. ठीक है, take down the question. The mean of 200 items was 50. The mean of 200 items was 50. Later it was discovered 50. ठीक है, the mean of 200 items is 50, मतलब n is 200 and x bar is 50. Later it was discovered that two items were misread, as 92 and 8. misread as 92 and 8, मतलब ये आपने रीड किया है तो आपने मीन में ये वैल्यूज इंक्लूड की थी इंस्टेड ऑफ 192 एंड 88. ये करेक्ट वैल्यूज हैं. 88 आपने 92 और 8 के अकॉर्डिंग मीन निकाल लिया, बट दीज एक्चुअल करेक्ट फिगर्स वर 192 एंड 88. नाउ फाइंड द करेक्ट मीन. Find the correct mean. 50.9. So basically, anyone who has doubt, who is not getting how to go to do that this question, आपके पास x bar है, x bar is summation xi by n, x bar is known to you 50, n is known to you 200, so you have the original sum of data available with you. Now from the original sum, subtract the incorrect values and add the correct values. Again compute the mean, you will get the answer. Clear? तो आपने summation xi में माइनस किया है 92 and 8 and add किया है 192 plus 88. Clear? Now we'll do what is combined mean. Suppose you have two series of data. For one series, n1 observations are there and the computed mean is x1 bar. For other series, n2 observations are there and for this the computed mean is x2 bar. Now you want to compute the combined mean, that is taking all the observations together. Where does it help? Suppose in a school you have 6 sections of 10th class. For each section, the average percentage is computed. And now you want to know what is the overall percentage in 10th class in that school. So here, instead of doing starting from scratch, adding each and every observation and computing the mean, what I do, I make use of the original means calculated and calculate the combined mean. How it is done? N1 is number of observations of first series into the mean of first series plus N2 number of observation of second series into mean of second series upon N1 plus N2 the total number of observations. This is a formula for combined mean. So I don't have to rework again for each and every individual. Whatever data I have, I know in each class how many students are there and what is their mean. I will use this formula to find the combined mean. Clear? Now, coming to the next measure of measure of central tendency, that is median. Any idea what is median and how it differs from mean? मीडियन बीच का मतलब मिड पॉइंट. एनी अदर आंसर? मिडल वैल्यू. Basically, if I have 100% of data, median is a mid value, that particular observation that divides my data into two equal halves. Generally, in statistics, I represent my data in this manner. Middle value जो भी होगा, this is the value. यहाँ ये frequency है, frequency या probability, whatever distribution is given. If it is probability distribution, then vertical axis represents the probability, and if it is a frequency distribution, then vertical axis represent the frequency. These are the data points. M is median, means that below M 50% data is there and after M 50% data is there. So median divides the data into two equal halves. For computing median, it is necessary for you to first arrange the data in either ascending order or descending order. Ascending मतलब increasing, descending means decreasing. तो for computing median, चाहे किसी भी तरह का data हो, step 1 is arrange data in ascending or descending order. किसी एक ऑर्डर को चूज कर लो, ठीक है. Once you have did this step, then for each data type you have a different formula for median. When I have the first data type where the observations are x1, x2 up till xn, how median is computed? It is size of first data type में it is size of n plus 1 by 2th observation. ये कब होगा? अगर नंबर ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशंस आपकी ऑड है, ठीक है. साइज ऑफ n plus 1 by 2th observation, लिख लो आगे, if number of observation is odd. If n is odd. And it is n 2th observation plus n by 2 plus 1th observation whole divided by 2. इन दोनों ऑब्जर्वेशन का मीन, क्योंकि अगर इवन होगा इट विल बी डिविजिबल बाय 2, तो n by 2th ऑब्जर्वेशन और उससे नेक्स्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन n by 2 plus 1th ऑब्जर्वेशन, दोनों ऑब्जर्वेशन का मीन निकालोगे तो यू विल गेट मीडियन. ठीक है. नाउ आई विल गिव यू 2 क्वेश्चंस बेस्ड ऑन दिस और फिर हम कंटिन्यूअस डेटा का करेंगे. सपोज you have this data, your serial number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and wages are 80 90 100 140 150 160 200. now tell me what is median. पहले first step, please don't forget to do first step. You have to arrange data in increasing order. सीरियल नंबर 1 पे 80 है तो सीरियल नंबर भी चेंज हो जाएगा जब आप इसे असेंडिंग ऑर्डर ऑफ वेजेस में करोगे. ठीक है, वो करना ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि ऐसे तो फिफ्थ पॉइंट पे कोई 80 लिख दे तो फिफ्थ पॉइंट 80 मीडियन हो गया, फिफ्थ पॉइंट पे कोई 60 लिख दे वो मीडियन हो गया. बट मीडियन हैज़ टू बी ओनली वन and that is only possible if the data is properly arranged. वन 140 सबका ये आया है. ठीक है. So it is size of fourth item and when you arrange it in ascending order, fourth item corresponds to 140, so median is 140. Let me add one more point here. Say it is 8th observation is 190. ठीक है. अब ये even number of observation हो गई हैं. Now compute median. अरेंज इन असेंडिंग ऑर्डर. लास्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन आपकी 200 वाली ही होगी, 200 से पहले आएगी 190. means I am relying that you are correct. It is basically 8 by 2, which is fourth observation plus fifth observation divided by 2. So mean of fourth and fifth observation after the observations are arranged in ascending order. Clear? 145. So this is your median. Now, if you have a frequency distribution and you want to have a median in that, then there is one extra step. It is income and frequency. 100, 24, 80, 16, 150, 26, 256, 220, 1. So this is your data. Now here, what you should do? Cumulative frequency should be obtained. First, the data should be arranged in ascending order. Again, that is a step to be followed here also. This step has to be done in all cases of median. Clear? Once you arrange them in ascending order, then frequencies are already given to you. और जब इसे ascending order में करोगे तो साथ में उसकी frequency भी उसी level पे आ जाएगी. ठीक है, ये नहीं कि ये ऐसे ही रहने दो और उसे अरेंज कर दो तो वो डेटा ही सारा चेंज हो जाएगा. Once you arrange along with frequency, simultaneously frequency should be changed as per the ascending order. Clear? Then you make a column of cumulative frequency. What is cumulative frequency? It is frequency up till that point. ठीक है, तो जितनी भी उस पॉइंट तक जितनी फ्रीक्वेंसी हैं वो ऐड हो जाएंगी. लेट मी अरेंज दिस डेटा. Anyone, if you have already sorted out? One. फ्रीक्वेंसी बताना. Now you will make a column of cumulative frequency here. You will soon get to know why this is needed. Clear? Cumulative frequency means frequency up till that point. Frequency till 80 is 16 only because there is no other value. Till 100, 80 और 100 की total frequency add हो जाएंगी. 16 plus 24, it will give me 40, 66, 96, 116 and 122. Clear? जो आपकी लास्ट क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी है, इट इज सेम एज नंबर ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशंस, क्योंकि इसमें सारी ऑब्जर्वेशंस इंक्लूड हो गई हैं, तो ये कैपिटल एन ही है और इसे भी सम करोगे तो ये 122 ही आएगा ऑलवेज. नाउ वट एवर मेथड वी हैव डन, असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में अरेंज हो गया, क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी निकल गई. नंबर ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशंस आर इवन और ऑड? इवन. व्हाट इज द मीडियन हेयर? Size of n plus 1 by 2th observation. n 120 वो तब होता है जब n odd हो. Even में n by 2th observation और n by 2 plus 1th observation का mean. Now n by 2th observation is 122 divided by 2 which is 61 और n by 2 plus 1th observation मतलब 62nd observation. 61st observation और 62nd observation का mean. अब 61 ऑब्जर्वेशन कहाँ है? यहाँ तक 16 ऑब्जर्वेशंस आई थी, यहाँ तक 40 ऑब्जर्वेशंस हुई, यहाँ 66. इसका मतलब 61 ऑब्जर्वेशन भी इसी में है, 62 ऑब्जर्वेशन भी इसी में है. वो कौन सी ऑब्जर्वेशन है? 150. जब आप इसे अगर अरेंज करोगे तो पहली 16 ऑब्जर्वेशन 80, 80, 80, 80 16 टाइम्स, देन 100, 100, 100 40 टाइम्स, सॉरी 24 टाइम्स. तो 40 ऑब्जर्वेशंस तक आपके 80 और 100 हुए हैं. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट 26 ऑब्जर्वेशंस 150 हैं और उसी में 61st ऑब्जर्वेशन भी आ रही है, 62nd ऑब्जर्वेशन भी आ रही है. इसलिए क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी बनाकर उसमें जो हायर वैल्यू जो आपको चाहिए उससे जस्ट हायर, 61, 62 are lying in between these two. बट यू विल सी द अपर वन, ठीक है, क्योंकि यहाँ तक तो ये वाली ऑब्जर्वेशन आई है। अपर वन की जो भी ऑब्जर्वेशन होंगी दैट इज 150, तो इट इज 150 प्लस 150 डिवाइडेड बाय 2, दैट इज 150, सो मीडियन इज 150। ऐसा भी केस हो सकता था, एक एग्जाम्पल, यहाँ पे आपकी क्यूम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी 61 हो और यहाँ पे आपकी क्यूम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी 67 हो। अगर क्यूम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी यहाँ 61 है, इसका मतलब 61st ऑब्जर्वेशन ये है 100, और 61 के बाद 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, बाकी की 67 तक ऑब्जर्वेशन, अगली 6 ऑब्जर्वेशंस आपकी 150 है। तो इसका मतलब 61st ऑब्जर्वेशन आपकी 100 है, 62nd ऑब्जर्वेशन आपकी 150 है, उस केस में 100 प्लस 150 डिवाइडेड बाय 2 होगा। इज इट फाइन? दैट विल बी मीडियन। इसीलिए हम क्यूम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी बनाते हैं, क्योंकि हमें पता लग जाए कि जिस ऑब्जर्वेशन को मुझे चाहिए वो किस पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू के अगेंस्ट लाई कर रही है। सी द अपर लिमिट ऑलवेज, बट दीज टू इवन नंबर के केस में जो दो ऑब्जर्वेशंस हैं वो अलग अलग भी हो सकती हैं, सेम भी हो सकती हैं। क्लियर? एनी डाउट एनीवन? 61, 62 होता तो भी 61st ऑब्जर्वेशन यहाँ आती और नेक्स्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन 150 होती, तब हाँ 100 प्लस 150 डिवाइडेड बाय 2, ठीक है। देन यू हैव कंटिन्यूअस सीरीज में मीडियन, इट इज अ लिटिल बिट डिफरेंट फॉर्मूला। मीडियन इन कंटिन्यूअस सीरीज, कंटिन्यूअस सीरीज का एक जनरली यू गेट अ कंटिन्यूअस सीरीज ऑलरेडी इन असेंडिंग ऑर्डर। आपको कभी ऐसा आपने डेटा नहीं देखा होगा कहीं भी, मार्क्स दिए हैं तो 0 to 10, 50 to 60, देन 10 to 20, देन 40 to 50, it will automatically be arranged in interval in ascending order. So first step usually you don't have to do unless and until they make the question tricky and rearrange the intervals in haphazard manner. Clear? So once you have interval data, you have to perform same step here. Whenever you have continuous series, you have class intervals and frequency given. This is in ascending increasing order. For frequency, again here, when you are computing median, you will find cumulative frequency. Suppose through the formula which we have already discussed, you get to know that this particular cumulative frequency is giving you median. So you come here, ठीक है, इसके corresponding class जो होगी, this is your median class. यहाँ पे मीडियन की वो ऑब्जर्वेशन आ जाती है, बट यहाँ पे मीडियन की एक क्लास आएगी, ठीक है, दिस इज योर मीडियन क्लास. Once you have this class, it has some lower limit and upper limit. The formula of median here is L, lower limit of median class, plus n by 2, n जो भी number of observations हैं, माइनस क्यूम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ क्लास प्रीसीडिंग मीडियन क्लास, मीडियन क्लास से जस्ट पहले वाली क्लास की जो क्यूम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी है, अपॉन फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ मीडियन क्लास, ठीक है, इनटू आई, वेयर आई इज द क्लास इंटरवल ऑफ मीडियन क्लास. इसको सी लिख लो, सी इज द क्लास इंटरवल ऑफ मीडियन क्लास. फ्रीक्वेंसी आप मीडियन क्लास की लोगे और क्यूम्युलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी आप प्रीसीडिंग क्लास की लोगे, मीडियन क्लास से जस्ट ऊपर है, ठीक है. Now I'm doing one question on this so that you get familiar with the formula. Zero to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. Sometimes they give data in this manner, less than 10, less than 20, less than 30. जब उसने less than वाला दे दिया मतलब cumulative frequency दे दी, और क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी से फ्रीक्वेंसी निकालने के लिए उसने लेस देन 20 दे दिया, 10 लोग हैं, लेस देन 10 दे दिया, 4 लोग हैं, तो 10 टू 20 में कितने होंगे, 6. जैसे क्यूमुलेट करते वक्त यू हैव टू ऐड अप टिल दैट पॉइंट. इंस्टेड डेटा इज गिवन इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्यूमुलेटिव, लेस देन दिस पॉइंट, लेस देन दिस पॉइंट. Then to convert it into frequency form, you have to subtract the corresponding figures. So read the question carefully, what kind of data is presented there. Okay, now here frequency is 4, 12, 24, 36, 20, 16, 8, 5. This is your frequency. Find the median for this data. You have to follow the same steps as done. Once you get the median class, apply this formula. Where is the attendance sheet? Everyone has marked it. Let me tell you. One, the question is this one, 36.25. किसी का आया 36.25? Good. Now here, this question is slightly different. It is based on the concept discussed so far. You have a frequency distribution given, but two are the missing frequencies. You need to find those missing frequencies given capital N. Capital N is the total number of observations, that is 100, and the median value is given to you. So based on these two, you will find two question marks. Whenever you have such kind of question, you can let this frequency be f1, this be f2, or let this value be x, this be y. Now you have two variables to be computed, and through these two conditions, n is 100 and median is 30, you will get two equations in x and y. अगर आप इसको x let कर लेते हो, इसको y, तो you have the value of x plus y. क्या हो जाएगा? Total number is 100. 100 में से ये given them, you get the frequencies. Try it. If you still face problem, I am there to solve for you. Yours is BMS course. आपकी बाकी क्लासेस तो हुई होंगी 25th और 1st को. इस सब्जेक्ट की फर्स्ट क्लास होगी. 25th को नहीं हुई. अच्छा, 1st को फर्स्ट क्लास थी. स्टैटिस्टिक्स की आज फर्स्ट है ना, बट बाकी क्लासेस तो फर्स्ट को हुई है ना. है ना? You get 36.25 answer for this question, or anyone wants me to do it? Let me check. It is 15 and 10. Okay. I previously gave you this question. इसी का निकाला था ना 36.2. Cumulative frequency you will find 4, 16, 40, 76, 96, 112, 120, 125. Clear? Now 125 is the total number of observation. Is it odd or even number? Odd. जब भी odd number होता है, you take 125 plus 1 upon 2th observation. So 126 upon 2. What will it be? 70. 126 upon 2, it is 63. So 63rd observation. Now here you have 40. मतलब 40 observations तक इस interval में आ रहे हैं, और 40 के बाद next 36 observations आपकी इस interval में है. तो इसका मतलब 63 observation भी इसमें आएगी. तो आपको पहले तो ये देखना है क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी की कौन सी दो वैल्यूज के बीच में आ रहा है 63, इन दोनों के बीच में आ रहा है। टेक द अपर वन, टेक द अपर वन, क्यों? क्योंकि 40 के आगे जितनी भी वैल्यूज हैं वो सारी इसमें इंक्लूड हुई हैं, ठीक है। सो दिस इज योर मीडियन क्लास। आपकी 63rd ऑब्जर्वेशन यहीं होगी। सो दिस इज योर मीडियन क्लास। Once you have your median class, the formula is very simple. Median is lower limit of median class. Lower limit क्या है? 30 plus n by 2. n by 2 is 125 divided by 2, 62.5 minus cumulative frequency of class preceding median class. Median class से पहले वाली क्लास की cumulative frequency क्या है? ठीक है, सॉरी, मीडियन क्लास से पहले वाली क्लास की cumulative frequency is 40. So here this will get subtracted, divided by frequency of median class. अब cumulative frequency नहीं देखनी है, frequency देखनी है इस median class की। 36 कैलकुलेट करो। into length of class intervals 10, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 40 to 50 length of class interval is I. मीडियन क्लास का हमें देखना है, चाहे बाकी क्लास इंटरवल्स डिफरेंट उसके भी हों, इट डजंट मैटर। मीडियन क्लास का क्लास इंटरवल किस साइज का है, यू विल मल्टीप्लाई विद दैट। सो इट इज 30 to 40, 40 minus 30 is 10. इज इट फाइन? आ गया 36.25। इस क्वेश्चन में इसे लेट करो x, इसे y, ठीक है। क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी यहाँ पे निकालोगे, दिस इज नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स मतलब फ्रीक्वेंसी। क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी विल बी 10, 10 plus x, 10 plus 25 plus x, 35 plus x, 65 plus x, यहाँ पे 65 plus x plus y, और यहाँ 75 plus x plus y. So these are your total number of observation n, and that is given to be 100. Now when 75 plus x plus y is 100 means x plus y is 25. One equation you get from here. Second equation you get from the second thing, which is median is 30. अब आपको पता है मीडियन 30 है, यहाँ पे 30 किस इंटरवल में है? जब भी दोनों में होता है तो इंक्लूडिंग किस में होता है? अगले वाले में इंक्लूड होता है। Whenever you have lower limit of previous class same as upper limit of previous class same as lower limit of next class, inclusion आपका next class में होगा। इसमें 0 से 10 सारी वैल्यूज हैं बट नॉट इंक्लूडिंग 10। यहाँ 10 से 20 सारी वैल्यूज हैं बट नॉट इंक्लूडिंग 20। यहाँ 20 to 30 सारी वैल्यूज हैं बट नॉट इंक्लूडिंग 30। जब भी ये दोनों जगह होगा तो नेक्स्ट प्लेस पे इंक्लूड होता है, ठीक है। जब उसने कह दिया मीडियन 30 है, इसका मतलब ये 30 to 40 ये वाली मीडियन क्लास है। क्लियर? ये मीडियन क्लास पता लग गई, तो मीडियन के फॉर्मूला में आप लोअर लिमिट n/2 माइनस ये सब कुछ डाल सकते हो। जहाँ xy होगा वो xy रहने देना। सो यू हैव वन इक्वेशन इन x plus y equal to 25 and other equation from here. Two equation, two variables, you will be able to solve for x and y. Clear? Then coming on to, जैसे मीडियन एक पोजीशनल मेजर है, ये पोजीशनल मेजर क्यों है? क्योंकि हम असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में डेटा कर रहे हैं और एक वो पॉइंट ढूंढ रहे हैं जो डेटा को दो इक्वल हाफ्स में डिवाइड कर रहे हैं, तो एक तरह से ये मिडिल पोजीशन पे लाई करती हुई वैल्यू है, ठीक है। इसे हम पोजीशनल मेजर भी बोलते हैं। जैसे मीडियन एक पोजीशनल मेजर है जो डेटा को 2 इक्वल हाफ्स में डिवाइड कर रहा है, इसका मतलब दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करने के लिए हाउ मेनी वैल्यूज आई नीड? लाइन को दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करने के लिए कितनी वैल्यू चाहिए? 1, इसीलिए डेटा को 2 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करने के लिए एक ही वैल्यू चाहिए। अगर डेटा को मुझे 4 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करना हो तो कितनी वैल्यू चाहिए होगी? 3, 1 लेस देन द नंबर ऑफ पार्ट्स आई नीड। ठीक है, so if I want to divide my data into 4 equal parts, it means 25% data on each part, 25% here, 25% here, here 25%, तो आपने 4 equal parts में divide कर लिया। इसके लिए हमें 3 डेटा पॉइंट्स चाहिए। उन डेटा पॉइंट्स को हम क्वार्टाइल्स बोलते हैं, Q1, Q2, Q3, these are quartiles. So quartiles basically divide my data into 4 equal parts, and there are 3 quartiles. Below Q1 25% of data, below Q2 50% of data, below Q3 75% of data. Q2 is same as median. मीडियन और Q2 एक ही है क्योंकि उसके पहले भी 50% डाटा है, उसके बाद भी 50% डाटा है। अब क्वार्टाइल्स निकालने के लिए भी वी हैव सिमिलर फॉर्मूलाज एज वी हैव फॉर मीडियन, देयर इज ओनली अ स्लाइट चेंज and I am telling you what is the change. Again, whenever you have positional measure like median, like quartiles, और भी हम एक दो करेंगे, उनमें first step is to arrange the data in ascending order. Then only you will be able to locate where is the median or quartile. Now, in median, what we did is you have median at n plus 1 by 2th position. In quartile, QR, this is rth quartile, and R can take value 1, 2, 3. ठीक है? You have R into n plus 1 by 4th observation as quartile. फर्स्ट क्वार्टाइल निकालना, R की वैल्यू Q1, R को 1 रखो, सो n plus 1 by 4th observation. यहाँ पे ऑड और इवन नहीं देखना, यहाँ पे हमेशा यही फॉर्मूला लगेगा, चाहे n ऑड है चाहे n इवन है। क्लियर? Q2 will be 2 into n plus 1 by 2th observation, तो n plus 1 by 2th observation it will be same as median. Q3 will be 3 into n plus 1 by 4th observation. तो R की वैल्यू 1 रखोगे Q1 मिल जाएगा, R की वैल्यू 2 रखोगे इस फॉर्मूला में Q2, और R की वैल्यू 3 रखोगे Q3. Steps will remain same. First arrange the data in ascending order, then through this formula find which observation you need, और उस टेबल में उस ऑब्जर्वेशन के कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग जो भी होगी दैट विल बी योर क्वार्टाइल. क्लियर? अगर फ्रीक्वेंसी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होगी सेम करोगे, वो पर्टिकुलर नंबर ऑब्जर्वेशन का जिन भी 2 नंबर्स के बीच में आ रहा होगा, सी टेक द अपर लिमिट, और एग्जैक्टली किसी नंबर पे होगा तो उसके कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग ऑब्जर्वेशन विल बी दी ऑब्जर्वेशन. क्लास इंटरवल में अगेन सेम फॉर्मूला रिमेन्स. पहले आप क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी से देखोगे Q1 किस क्लास में लाई कर रहे हैं, फर्स्ट क्वार्टाइल की कौन सी क्लास है. जब क्लास आ जाएगी, क्लास के बाद आप लोअर लिमिट प्लस, वहां पे आप n by 2 करते थे, यहाँ पे आप r n by 4 करोगे. अगर फर्स्ट क्वार्टाइल है तो n by 4, सेकेंड है तो n by 2, थर्ड है तो 3n by 4. ठीक है, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन आपको rth क्वार्टाइल क्लास इंटरवल जो आपका है. माइनस cumulative frequency of class preceding the median, preceding the quartile class, ठीक है, अपॉन frequency of the quartile class. ये उसी क्लास की होती है, ये preceding क्लास की होती है. तो मैं इसीलिए सब कुछ रिलेट करा रही हूँ ताकि आप रटो नहीं. सारे फॉर्मूलाज पैरेलली मूव करते हैं. थोड़ा सा बस ट्विस्ट है यहाँ पे कि वो n है, r है, मतलब मीडियन है तो n by 2, क्वार्टाइल है तो n by 4, थर्ड क्वार्टाइल है तो 3n by 4, बाकी सब सेम रहता है. फर्स्ट क्वार्टाइल के लिए आप फर्स्ट क्वार्टाइल की क्लास निकालोगे और उसकी क्लास निकालने के लिए आप 1 × n+1/4 ऑब्जर्वेशन करोगे। जब वो क्लास आ जाएगी, पुट दिस फॉर्मूला। इसीलिए मैंने R कर दिया ताकि मैं Q1 का अलग, Q2 का अलग, Q3 का अलग फॉर्मूलाज बता के आप कंफ्यूज ना हो। इसमें किसी को कुछ पूछना है? आपने कभी वर्ड सुना है परसेंटाइल? कहाँ यूज होता है? CUET, कैट, जितने एंट्रेंस एग्जाम हैं वो जनरली परसेंटाइल्स में देते हैं, चाहे वो इंजीनियरिंग के हैं। परसेंटाइल का मतलब क्या है? इफ आई से you have got 99.5 percentile, how is it different from getting 99.5% marks? इतने बच्चों से आगे हैं। हाँ, अगर टोटल 100 बच्चे लें तो हम 99.5 से आगे हैं। अगर हम टोटल 200 लें तो आप 199 स्टूडेंट से आगे। बिकॉज लैक्स एंड crores of students are appearing. GMAT, GRE में तो इंटरनेशनली बेस्ड एग्जाम है, हर कंट्री से इतने बच्चे हैं, तो वहाँ पे एक परसेंटेज देना हर एक को अलग अलग, इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल। एक ही बच्चे के सेम मार्क्स हो सकते हैं। तो हाउ व्हाट दे डू, दे डिवाइड द एंटायर डेटा इनटू 100 इक्वल पार्ट्स। परसेंट, सेंट वर्ड होता है 100 के लिए, परसेंट मतलब पर 100। सो व्हेन दे डिवाइडेड इनटू 100 इक्वल पार्ट्स, तो आपका हर पार्ट में 1% डेटा है। जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे जब डिवाइड किया 3 डेटा पॉइंट से, तो 100 इक्वल पार्ट्स को डिवाइड करने के लिए मेरे को P1, P2, P3, P99 चाहिए, 99 पॉइंट्स आर नीडेड। एंड इफ अ स्टूडेंट इज लाइंग इन द लास्ट 1%, टॉप 1%, तो मैं P99 से ऊपर की वैल्यू आएगी उसकी, वो उस कैटेगरी में है। सो above 99% of the students, those who appeared. परसेंटाइल के फॉर्मूला भी इसी वे में होंगे। जैसे यहाँ पे QR था, परसेंटाइल में आई विल राइट PR। यहाँ पे डिवाइडेड बाय 4 था, वहाँ डिवाइडेड बाय 100 हो जाएगा, क्योंकि 100 इक्वल पार्ट्स में करते हैं। R की वैल्यू 1 to 99 हो जाएगी। क्लियर? फिर जब हम इस फॉर्मूला पे आते हैं, यहाँ RN/100 हो जाएगा। और किसी भी परसेंटाइल को निकालने के लिए, मान लो मुझे P29 निकालना है, तो मैं P29 के कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग क्लास निकालूंगी पहले, वो क्लास आ जाएगी, फिर ये फॉर्मूला अप्लाई करूंगी, पुटिंग R as 29, और N/4 की जगह आई विल राइट L + RN/100 माइनस CF। ये प्रीसीडिंग क्लास की क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी है, और ये उसी परसेंटाइल, आरथ परसेंटाइल क्लास की फ्रीक्वेंसी है। सो द फॉर्मूला रिमेन्स सेम। ऐसे ही एक टर्म है डिसाइल। डिसाइल 10 इक्वल पार्ट्स, तो P10 की जो वैल्यू होगी वो D1 की वैल्यू होगी, क्योंकि P10 तक आप 10% कवर करते हो, और D1 फर्स्ट 10% कवर करेगा। P20 जो होगा वो D2 होगा, क्योंकि नेक्स्ट 10% कवर होगा। तो हर 10% के बाद एक D1, D2, D3 ऐसे आते हैं। तो डिसाइल्स डिवाइड द डेटा इनटू 10 इक्वल पार्ट्स, ईच पार्ट हैविंग 10% ऑफ डेटा। बस डिनोमिनेटर जहाँ जहाँ 4 है वहाँ 10 हो जाएगा, और नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट्स दैट आर डिवाइडिंग इनटू 10 इक्वल पार्ट्स विल बी 9। सो जो डिसाइल्स होते हैं D, वो D1, D2 अप टिल D9 होते हैं। Clear? These are all similar. For all these, whether it be percentile, whether it is decile, whether it is quartile, first step is to arrange the data in a increasing order and then apply these formulas in that particular manner. Clear? How much time is left? 10 more minutes are there. सब में होगा क्लास साइज से मल्टीप्लाई, आई फॉरगेट। ठीक है, जैसे मीडियन में हुआ है ऐसे क्वार्टाइल्स में भी होगा। प्लीज मेक अ नोट ऑफ इट। it will be multiplied by the size of your model class or class interval, whatever it is, median class or class interval. ठीक है, जिस भी क्लास में आपका मीडियन लाइक कर रहा है, अभी मैं मॉडल क्लास नहीं बोल रही क्योंकि मॉड आई हैव टू डू right now, we have done till median or quartiles. So in whatever class it is there, you have to multiply it with the length of class interval. उसको आप C से represent करो या I से, it's your wish. Whatever notations you are using, please define them. आरत क्वार्टाइल के नीचे, ये आरत क्वार्टाइल का जो क्लास इंटरवल होगा उसकी लोअर लिमिट प्लस जो भी आर है, फर्स्ट क्वार्टाइल है तो 1, सेकेंड है तो 2, थर्ड है तो 3, आर एन बाय 4 माइनस क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ प्रेसीडिंग क्लास अपॉन फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ दिस क्लास. हम मोड आर और कर लेते हैं, अभी हैं 10-15 मिनट्स. नहीं लगे, मोड तक करने दो. ज्योमेट्रिक मीन, हार्मोनिक मीन एंड अदर मेजर्स वील टेक नेक्स्ट टाइम. जनरली स्टूडेंट्स नो मोड क्या होता है. मोड इज द पॉइंट ऑफ हाईएस्ट फ्रीक्वेंसी जो डेटा मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स अकर किया है. तो इसमें अगर आपको डेटा पॉइंट्स x1 x2 अप टिल xn दिए हुए हैं, यू विल सी विच ऑब्जर्वेशन इज रिपीटेड how many times. So it is always advisable to first make a frequency table where here you have distinct values of x and corresponding frequency. Once you have frequency, see the frequency column, whichever frequency is maximum, frequency maximum जिसकी भी होगी, corresponding point will be mode. ठीक है, ऐसा हो सकता है कि दो वैल्यूज हैं जिनकी सेम हाईएस्ट फ्रीक्वेंसी है, तो इट इज बाई मॉडल, इट हैज टू मोड्स. इट इज नॉट ऑलवेज दैट यू हैव अ यूनी मॉडल थिंग, you may have 2 or 3 modes if all of them are having the same maximum frequency. डेटा देखें तो अगर इस तरह का डेटा है, दोनों की सेम वैल्यू है मैक्सिमम फ्रीक्वेंसी, तो ये भी मोड है और ये भी मोड है. There are 2 modes in this data. Clear? So you will write modes are this and this. हाँ, अगर ये कम होता, ये ज़्यादा होता या vice versa, so whatever is the maximum will give you the mode. Clear? This is through frequency distribution. इसका जो main formula आता है वो continuous का ही आता है. Continuous में what you do? First you will check in which particular interval you are getting the maximum frequency. The interval where you are getting the maximum frequency is the model class. वो class interval है, जैसे यहाँ median class किया था, here it will be model class. Once you have a model class is the class interval with maximum frequency. Now your mode is lower limit of model class plus आपकी जो मॉडल क्लास है ना वो सपोज एट लेवल 1 है, तो यहाँ फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ मॉडल क्लास माइनस फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ क्लास प्रेसीडिंग मॉडल क्लास, 1 से कम होता है ना 0, तो क्लास प्रेसीडिंग मॉडल क्लास अपॉन 2f1. This f1 is frequency of model class minus frequency of class preceding model class minus frequency of class after model class. ठीक है, तो इसमें तीनों क्लासेस की फ्रीक्वेंसी यूज हो रही है, मॉडल क्लास की भी, उससे पहले वाली क्लास की भी और उसके बाद वाले क्लास की भी. जो मैं सबस्क्रिप्ट 1 है वो मॉडल क्लास के लिए यूज कर रही हूँ, 0 सबस्क्रिप्ट प्रीवियस क्लास के लिए और 2 सबस्क्रिप्ट क्लास आफ्टर मॉडल क्लास। ये उन सब की फ्रीक्वेंसी है इनटू आई। आई इज द साइज ऑफ मॉडल क्लास। क्लियर? Through this formula you will be able to get the mode of continuous distribution. यहाँ cumulative frequency का use नहीं हो रहा, यहाँ frequencies का use हो रहा है. Clear? So mode is still here only. Now geometric mean and harmonic mean are left in means. Then we will start with measures of dispersion. Okay. Thank you all. For my personal number, I don't know whether it is advisable, means it I can give it or not. Okay, 8920. Let okay, you save it. Rajat Arora. हम्म बहुत सारे टीचर्स हैं, आई हैव नो आइडिया. एक बार इधर गर्ल्स कॉमन रूम में फैकल्टी रहते हैं, उनसे आप पूछ लो. आई हैव गिवन हर, यू कैन टेक फ्रॉम. Thank you, and the class is over.